like to make our own predictions when it comes to boxing, with some of us confident enough to put our money where our mouth is and place a bet. It adds a little extra excitement to fight night, with the opportunity to make a little extra cash or show how much faith you have in your favourite fighter. People in the industry often gain insight into how different fighters perform, allowing them to make predictions that can come true. Sometimes it's the boxers themselves who predict the outcome of their fight, whether it's a prideful guess or from analysing their opponent prior to meeting in the ring.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
In today's video, we're going to take a look at 8 times that boxers have eerily predicted the outcome of a fight. But before we get into it, why not hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell? That way, you'll never miss a future upload. In at number 8, Kim DUK-KOO. Kim DUK-KOO was a Korean boxer who is infamously known for his death following his World Championship match against Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Kim DUK-KOO held his own in the early rounds of the fight, but Mancini dominated the later rounds. The fight was stopped in the 14th after Kim was brutally knocked out. Unfortunately, the match wasn't stopped quickly enough, and Kim fell into a coma and never woke up again. What makes this tragic story bizarre is that Kim had said before the fight that he believed someone would die during the match, even writing the prophecy on his hotel lampshade. Was this thought a supernatural warning sent in a bid to save his life, or did he believe he held so much power that Mancini would be killed? Number 7. Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley was a HBO commentator and a boxing analyst who retired in 2018. He's one of the most recognised and respected personalities in the sport, whose career spanned over 40 years. It's clear that boxing is much more than just a job to him, as he has often shared his own opinions on matches and boxers, which sometimes cause controversy. In 2005, Lampley made a sad prediction during the Lavanda Johnson and Jesus Chavez fight, where he expressed his feelings that Johnson could be permanently damaged if he continued to fight. A prediction he got right. Johnson, who was believed to be injured before going into the fight, was being outboxed by Chavez. By round 8, it was clear that Johnson was done, but his father kept sending him back into the ring for further punishment. During the 11th, Lampley commented that he thought Johnson was in danger if he continued to take a beating. Shortly after the end of the fight, Johnson collapsed in his dressing room and was rushed to hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery for swelling and bleeding on the brain. Unfortunately, he died 5 days later. Number 6. Sam Langford. Sam Langford was a fighter that was active from 1902 to 1926. He fought almost 300 times and faced many big names. In fact, he holds the record for fighting the most boxers inducted into the Hall of Fame. Langford was known for his fierce punching power and was a force to be reckoned with. On one occasion during the 1920s, Langford circled the ring before a fight and began speaking to the audience, apologising that he would have to make it a short fight because he had a train to catch. 90 seconds into the match, Langford knocked his opponent out, hopped out of the ring and rushed away to catch his train. With power like that, it's no surprise how he became a legend in the sport. On another occasion when fighting Jack Thompson, Langford began loosening his gloves. When Thomas told him that the fight wasn't over, Langford brashly told the fighter that it was for him. Seconds later, Langford landed a devastating punch that knocked his opponent out. Number 5. Anthony Joshua. In 2018, boxing history was made when YouTubers KSI and Logan Paul met in the ring for a white-collar amateur boxing match, with their younger brothers Deji Olatunji and Jake Paul fighting on the undercard. Ultimately, the fight ended with a majority draw, with a rematch promptly scheduled for the following year. Although both fighters were relatively new to the sport, it gained the attention of some of the top names in boxing. When asked to give their opinions on the fight, many top names in the sport predicted that Logan would be the winner of the rematch, learning from his mistakes. Anthony Joshua, however, had different ideas and believed it would be KSI who would ultimately take the victory. When asked about who he thought would win, he said, "I'm going KSI."
I'm going KSI. Okay,
He's done it before.
That's what I said.
But Logan Paul's a big unit. He's a unit.
He's got it coming to him.
No, he's a unit though.
Yeah.
But KSI, he's done it before. He's been in there, and that experience is good. But that's the only reason I go KSI.
Following their bout at the packed-out Staples Center in LA, Joshua's prediction came true when KSI won by a split decision. Number 4. Emanuel Steward. Emanuel Steward is one coach who has the exceptional skill of reading a fighter and understanding their limitations. This is why many of the predictions he's made have come true. During his time as a coach, he trained an impressive 41 world champions. Just a few boxers he trained were Thomas Hearns, Vladimir Klitschko, and Lennox Lewis. If it wasn't for Emanuel discovering how fighters could overcome their weaknesses, or for his harsh yet effective pep talks in the corner of the ring, many boxers wouldn't have been as successful as they ended up being. Just 4 months before he lost his battle with cancer, Emanuel eerily predicted that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, two fighters who were not well known at the time, would not only become extremely successful, but would clash in the ring.
But there's one kid in America that no one speaks of, and that's Deontay Wilder. He was on the Olympic team. He lost the big kid, and I've had the fortune of he's came and trained with me before too, and he's a big kid. He's bigger than Vladimir too. But he's got good speed and power, and I think best talent is still going to be Tyson and Deontay Wilder.
The prediction sounded far-fetched at the time, but 6 years later, both fighters had climbed the professional ladder and met in the ring. Now, Wilder and Fury have created a rivalry that keeps boxing fans hungry for more, with a highly anticipated third fight planned for the future. Number 3. Joseph Parker's trainer, Kevin Barry. When Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. were set to fight, the Mexican was met with ridicule as his short, heavy stature made fans think that Ruiz would be knocked out relatively quickly by the fierce AJ. One person who backed the unlikely fighter was Joseph Parker's trainer, Kevin Barry, who said that it would be Ruiz Jr. that would take the win on the night and deliver Joshua's first defeat. Amazingly and against the odds, the prediction came true when the referee called the fight off during the 7th round after Joshua had been floored 4 times during the match. This fight goes to show that you should never judge a book by its cover. Number 2. Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson is a legend of boxing, who's regarded as one of the best fighters ever to enter the ring. Although there's not much footage of him in his prime, those who witnessed him firsthand often comment how swift and powerful he was. In June 1947, Robinson was scheduled to fight Jimmy Doyle, but after a dream about killing Doyle in the ring, Robinson decided to cancel the fight.
The night before the fight with him, I dreamed in my sleep that I knocked him out and he died in the ring. And I got up that morning and I told the commission that I wasn't going to fight.
A short time later, a local priest convinced him to fight Doyle. Unfortunately, Robinson's dream came true after knocking his opponent out in the 8th round. Doyle fell unconscious and died later that night. Robinson later found out that Doyle planned on buying his mother a house if he had won the fight, which urged the fighter to give Doyle's mother the money to buy that house. Robinson continued to earn win after win, but was never the same after that fight. Eventually, after 131 victories, Ray Robinson was defeated by Jake LaMotta. And last but not least, at number 1, Muhammad Ali. Ali is a fighter who needs no introduction. He's widely considered to be the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time, and during his career he compiled a record of 56 wins, including 37 knockouts and only 5 losses. During 1961 to 1964, Ali became known for his bizarre talent of predicting the outcome and the ending rounds of his fights, correctly calling 9 out of 10 of his matches. His most famous prediction was when he fought Henry Cooper.
Well, Henry Cooper's nothing but a tramp. He's a bum. I'm the world's greatest. He must fall in 5 rounds, but if you talk about me, I'll cut it 3.
And after a flurry of quick punches which splashed the photographers in Cooper's blood, the fight was stopped in the 5th and Ali was crowned the winner. So that concludes our list of 8 boxing predictions that came true. Have you ever made an outlandish prediction that actually happened? We would love to know in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as ringing that notification bell. That way, you'll never miss a future boxing related video. As ever, thanks for watching.